There's no easing in at this race. They are challenged from the onset. How you do on these first hill climbs will set the tone for the rest of your day. Corey Graffunder takes the early lead, with Chris Birch right on his back wheel. His background in motocross is evident as he holds off the Kiwi. The rest of the pack gives chase on their steel horses. The cavalry is on the move. Taddy is off to a slow start, as a crash on one of the hills has him sitting back in 10th place. But up front, Birch makes a move and passes the Canadian. He slowly pulls away from Graffunder, leaving him in a cloud of dust. But Corey isn't worried. There's a lot of racing left to do. Stick to your game plan and you will be all right.
I feel good. I feel ready. I've been doing my homework, and I think I can put a good finish in here.
Watching 500 riders emerging from the bottom of the mine into the open hills is an incredible sight. Like a tsunami of dust and sound. The war against the ERZBERG has begun. While the leaders duke it out up front, the subsequent waves of competitors charge into battle. And the later you start, the more difficult your trail will be, as you not only have to deal with the terrain, but fallen riders as well. Chris Birch is quickly becoming one of the best in the sport, with a 2008 Roof of Africa win and 2 third-place finishes at Red Bull Romaniacs on his resume. And now, as he sits in the lead position at ERZBERG, he knows that he will have to race smart in order to stay there.
For me, I just do my own thing. I know how fast I can ride in every situation, and that's what I do. Obviously, I'll try and push it as much as I can, but in this sort of terrain, if it's a bit risky trying to ride above your head.
At the third checkpoint, Birch maintains a solid lead, with Graffunder in second. But the man who was on everyone's mind today suddenly appears. Taddy's bad start is now a distant memory. He's in third place and is on a beeline towards the leaders. The hill climbs at ERZBERG get bigger and steeper as the race goes on. Each one is seemingly designed to either humble or demoralize, and no one is immune.
We would go back home and we try to tell people how steep these climbs are, and they just can't really understand until A couple of guys have been here, they've gone home, told their stories.
You look at some of the hills when you get to them, and you never think you can make it, but you just start into it and you keep chipping away at it, and you get to the top.
Birch continues to set the pace. He's riding a good race. But little does he know, Taddy is slowly reeling him in. But even the pole shows he is human, as the steep hill wins the initial battle. However, it won't win the war. Taddy wills his 250 up the slope. And then it's flat out in pursuit of the Kiwi. Birch cannot stop the inevitable now. He's on borrowed time. Finally, Taddy makes his move and passes him. But even as he goes from predator to prey, his strategy never changes. Birch, on the other hand, seems somewhat jolted in losing the lead. His mindset quickly changes from confident to frantic.
How did you get to ERZBERG?
How did we get to ERZBERG? We left Durban, which is in South Africa, on the 26th of April. Planning, our route was Durban through Africa, and we go to Dublin and Ireland, and that was our end point. And when we got to Italy, I was on the internet and I saw that ERZBERG Rodeo is on this weekend. So we changed our route quickly and came. We have to come to ERZBERG. So we got here on our motorcycle. Yeah, we travelled 12,000 kilometers getting here through the deserts, Sudan, Ethiopia, and then Jaco's shock broke, and we didn't have a spare shock for Jaco. So he's ridden 4,000 kilometers from there all the way to Bologna, where we've now managed to get a shock. And he's now, when he walks, he actually walks like this now, from all the bouncing on his spring. He didn't have a shock, he had a spring.
Like so many riders today, this hill becomes their worst enemy. Paul Bolton is its next victim, and he won't be the last. With Taddy now in the lead going into the staircase, it becomes a tale of two races. Clear of imminent danger, his patience has been rewarded, while his foes toil through the wreckage. come to ERZBERG unless you are ready to fight. And Andreas Lettenbichler, Paul Bolton, and Dougie Lampkin are up to the challenge. And it's no surprise that this trio of riders all come from a trials background. This battle is about to get real interesting. Speaking of interesting, Chris Birch is in a free fall. 1 minute, he was making it look easy. The next, it's like he's riding with square wheels. The Iron Giant has him against the ropes and begins to deliver some nasty blows.
He has around 7 minutes advantage of the second one. Second one is Lettenbichler, Andreas Lettenbichler. So it looks pretty good. But he's still, as you look at him, he's like covered with mud. He had one crash, I think, because he was complaining something about the wrist. But knowing Taddy is indestructible, so he's going to feel the pain tomorrow.